I asked the question, I took the polls, I teased the topic, I got the buy-in from my audience, and then I invited them into the story and the process before I ever sold anything. So they felt like they had a part in this. Welcome to The Creative Bodega, a podcast about content marketing, Instagram growth, and personal branding for female service-based solopreneurs who want to grow their business without letting it take over their lives. I'm your host, Em Connors, and each week I'll share actionable tips, expert advice, and unfiltered truths to help you create engaging content, connect authentically with your audience, and turn followers into loyal customers, all without the burnout. If you're ready to simplify your content creation, navigate the ever-changing trends, and build a business that works for you while staying sane in this crazy season of life, then you're in the right place. So this episode, and actually the entire program we've been talking about for the last 3-4 weeks, it started with a haircut. I cut 8 inches off my hair recently, and it just gave me this jolt of energy and clarity that I didn't even realize I was missing. I'm not even kidding. It's a little woo, but that's me. I'm totally woo, actually. But sometimes change on the outside sparks change on the inside. And I'm telling you, this haircut lit a fire under my you-know-what to finally launch something that I've been thinking about for a while. And that is the messaging edit. And because I'm me, I didn't give myself a 6-month runway, friends. I gave myself 3 weeks total. So let's talk about how it all played out, what worked, what didn't, and the lessons that I'm going to carry forward into my next launch, and exactly what this launch brought in revenue-wise and how long it took me to sell out. So again, I gave myself 3 weeks from getting this haircut, deciding what I was going to build a fall program on, and launch the darn thing. And it was a wild 3 weeks. By the way, these were the last 3 weeks of summer, and my kids were home for all of them. So that was also very fun. But I sold out all 20 spots in 26 hours, and I brought in just over $41,000 in a day, literally in a day. But here's what's wild. People are already asking me, can you teach me how to launch? Can you do a launch program? And here's the truth that I need to say super loud and clear. This didn't happen because of what I did in my 24-hour launch. It happened because how I show up consistently for months or years at this point on Instagram, in my newsletter, and inside my live programs. That's why I built my signature program, the Instacanva Collective. It literally teaches you how to show up online with beautiful graphics, consistently leading with value. Okay. And then it's why I created How to Start and Grow Your Email List from scratch, because I'm the first one that says you need an email list. I sold out this program in 26 hours because of my email list. You guys, I never even made a post on social media the day the doors open. I actually panicked and my brain did not work, and I did not even make a post on the day that the doors open. This is because of my email list. And it's also what I'm now teaching inside the messaging edit, which is just all about brand and messaging clarity and increased buy-in from your followers. And that's what I'm breaking down today. Not just what I did in the last 3 weeks leading up to the cart open, but 13 behind-the-scenes decisions that made this launch a sellout success, okay? So yes, sure, I could create a launch program, and maybe I will one day. But it's people think that the launch strategy is what sold it out, when in fact, I just don't feel okay morally only teaching someone how to launch. I need to know that you have all those other crucial pieces in place. And that's why I teach them in my live stuff, the Instacanva Collective, How to Start and Grow Your Email List, and the Messaging Edit. Those are the places where I would focus if I were you. And then the launch success should come naturally and organically from you doing those things that I teach. So I just want to put that out there. These are not launching secrets. Nothing I did is groundbreaking. Nothing. So yes, this episode is called 13 Things I Did to Sell Out My Program in 24 Hours. And you guys, it was 26, but let's just say 24. And I'm going to walk you through exactly what worked. But again, you can't recreate the success by just copying what I did during the launch. The real work happened well before the doors open. In my years of showing up in stories with, no makeup on and real, honest, authentic advice, emailing my list with actual value, not just promotional stuff when I want to sell something, sharing tiny wins inside my programs publicly in my stories, making content that helps people feel seen and connected to me. That's the stuff that really made this launch possible. The launch wasn't the strategy, it was the result. So again, the launch wasn't the strategy for me, it was just the result of it. Okay. So here's the 13 things that created momentum, conversions, and trust. Steal what works, what sounds good to you, and just leave behind what doesn't. Number one, I built hype early, even before I even had a program name. Okay. So I got this haircut. I literally put all these polls out across all these platforms of mine saying, what do you need help with? Here's 3 things I'm willing to teach you about in the fall. Across all 3 platforms, everyone voted messaging, clarity, and increased engagement across the board. So I asked the question, I took the polls, I teased the topic, I got the buy-in from my audience, and then I invited them into the story and the process before I ever sold anything. So they felt like they had a part in this, right? Number 2, I named the program and the entire method with ChatGPT, but made it sound like me, right? So my brain was fried. Like there was a lot going on. My kids are home. It's summer. Like I'm trying to build and create this program that doesn't even exist. And I need to, sell it in 3 weeks. So like ChatGPT helped me so much. Like it came up with the name, the messaging edit. And it came up with the magnet method, which is the method that I'm teaching inside the messaging edit. Like I literally brain dumped to ChatGPT. This is what I think I've done to build such a warm audience and to pretty much sell out anything I've ever made. And I just documented it. Like I typed and typed and typed and typed. And then I said, I need to organize this information and I feel overwhelmed. Like, can you help me organize it and break it into a 6-week program? And I want an acronym. Like I want a really great acronym to use for it. And the final version that it came up with was the magnet method. And when it just took all my ideas and organized them, I was like, oh my God, like you just saved me so much time. And then I worked with ChatGPT on my sales page. And then I worked with ChatGPT on my launch emails, you guys. And again, if you've never listened to any of my ChatGPT episodes, I'll link the most recent one about, I think it's something like 3 or 5 ways I get better results on ChatGPT. It's a must listen. Because I'm not just sitting here like, I want to do a messaging program. Can you help me come up with a name? No. Like she and I are going back and forth and back and forth. And a lot of times I'm like, that's so cheesy. Never use the word mastery. I never even want to see it in a result again. Like I literally hate it. So it's a lot of back and forth, but we get there. We get there. And the messaging edit just lit me up immediately. So number 3, I created a very clear waitlist offer, and I talked about it every single day for 3 weeks. So every day, stories, feed posts, any emails or newsletters I sent out, my whole goal was to build that waitlist in 3 weeks. I wanted 400 people before the doors even opened, and I didn't shut up about the waitlist. And 450 people ended up joining. And so, yeah, I didn't even end up emailing my entire list of 14,000 email subscribers. I only sent 3 emails in 24 hours to my waitlisters only. Okay. So I created this very clear waitlist offer. They got money off. They got first dibs on super limited spots, and they got some sick bonuses. Okay. We'll talk more about that later. Number 4, I warmed up my waitlist with a couple really simple strategic emails. They weren't over-designed. They weren't super long. They were just honest, clear, and helpful. Here's who this is for. Here's who this is not for. here's what's going to happen. Here's when the doors open. Like, I just was like, get ready. It's coming. And I think I sent 2 to 3 emails before my cart opened to warm up that list the week leading up to the cart open. And it worked. It really worked. Instead of just having this waitlist build, not communicating with them, and then suddenly the doors open. And they might even forget what the heck they signed up for. You know what I mean? So I really wanted to like nurture them. And this is not something I've really done before. And it worked really well. So I love that tip for you guys. Number 5, I showed my face, told my story, and made it super personal. I didn't just share like features and bonuses, right? Like I shared my journey. I shared my messaging journey. I shared my why. I made the launch feel like an event people were watching unfold in front of their eyes. And I had so many people when it ended in 24 hours and the doors closed be like, oh my God, like I'm going to miss your launch updates and stories. Like I've been following along. I never even planned on signing up because this is not for me right now, but I've had so much fun watching you launch. And like launching in public is the jam. Like it just gets people so jazzed. And again, a bunch of the episodes leading up to this episode has really detailed how I pulled people into this whole storyline. So make sure you listen to the episodes before this one. Number 6, I leaned into stories, not my feed. So did not even post on my grid when the doors opened. Kind of forgot, then panicked and felt so overwhelmed I didn't even know what to put out there. But I hyped this program up like it was nobody's business in my stories with countdowns, polls, behind the scenes. I put all my people that signed up, their names on Post-it notes, put them up on my wall, made a big deal about it. I tagged them. If I knew their IG handles, I tagged them so that they could then reshare it. And they did. They did. And then they added their 2 cents on top of it. Like I signed up for this because I'm so excited I'm in this program because. And then I shared those to my stories, which was awesome because it's their words, not mine. And that can always sell something of yours a lot faster than your own words can. So people told me they just absolutely loved watching it all unfold. Number 7, I sent 3 emails in 24 hours. Not 10, not 17. I just sent 3 super simple targeted emails to my entire wait list of 450 people plus my Coven membership people because I wanted them to get in if they wanted to with the perks. And that's it. That's all it took. I sent one at 6 a.m. the day of. Doors are open. Let's freaking go. And then when I saw it selling out much faster and I was at like 50% sold out with just in a few hours, I was like, oh my God, I think I got to email my list and let them know. Like, no joke. If you want to get in, do it. So I sent that one later on in the afternoon, same day as cart open. And then I had 2 spots left when I woke up on the next morning. And I sent an email just literally being like, there's 2 spots. Like, this is it. So 3 emails and it was sold out. And I was like, oh my God, this is the best. Number 8, I responded to every DM and email so thoughtfully. There was no like, here's the link, like copy paste, go buy it. I talk to them through DMs, through voice DMs. This is why I think it's for you, or this is why I don't think it's for you. I answered every question super thoughtfully. I wrote pretty long, detailed emails when people were reaching out. Do you think this is for me? This is more about me and my business. And I'm honest. I'm really honest with people. Yes, no, maybe, but there might be a little more work behind it. Like product people, even though I always say like, I'm for service-based solopreneurs, because that's what I am. That's what I know. My product people find me and they still want to work with me. And I say, listen, yeah, totally, you can join, but I'm going to need you to work with me and think outside the box. Any advice I give, you're going to have to spin it sort of in your mind for product. So we can work together on that, but it is built for service-based personal brands, right? So every DM, every email, my voice, my energy, and it created real connections. And I'm pretty sure all but one person ended up signing up who did reach out to me, which was awesome. Number 9, I used bonuses that were already created. So this is a mistake I've made in the past. Oh, like the first 10 people to sign up get like a free Instagram audit from me. Well, hi. Then when the program ends, I have a million other things to do. And I'm having to get this work to them. Like I need to pull up their account. I need to record. I need to send it to them. Like Oof, just way too much work. So I didn't burn myself out by creating some type of offer like that. I just bundled in my course creation camp that I built with Hillary Krieger, and I put in my Insta stories that sell. And those were the offers. And I'm proud of both of them. They're both built, and it was no sweat off my back. Number 10, I used a super simple SOP, or standard operating procedure, for my launch day. And really the month leading up to my launch day, and even like the 48 hours after my launch day. So I have an SOP, a standard operating procedure, that literally lists every single thing I need to do and when. So it's 3 weeks before, this, and this. 2 weeks before, this, and this. The day of, and it's all listed out, and I basically highlight it as I go. It's switching links. It's creating and editing sales pages. It's updating ManyChat workflows. It's all detailed step by step. And that just helps me really make sure that I'm not flying blind and I know what I'm doing. And how did I do that? You guys, it's not rocket science. I literally just had a doc open on one of my live launches probably 2 years ago, and I just started listing out everything I was doing. And now I add to it and I follow along, and it just keeps me on task and make sure I don't forget anything. Number 11, I had my home and my business support systems in place. So my husband knew this was happening. He handled groceries. He handled more school like prep stuff, or friend date drop-offs, or practice drop-offs or pickups. He knew that this was going to be a really busy time for me, and he stepped up. Right? I had my massage booked. That's like my non-negotiable. My house got cleaned by our cleaning guy. All those things that I need to kind of be happening in order to me to just keep a fresh, positive outlook on my life during this busy time. Number 12, I tracked what mattered, not everything. Okay. So somebody actually reached out to me this week. We have a similar audience size. Like, how many story views are you getting on average? And I was like, I don't look at my story views. I have no idea. Yes, I do track my Instagram analytics on my posts every single month. At the end of the month, I do not look at stories. They are fun. They are lighthearted. They are organic. They are not something I'm tracking the views on, because I don't want to say I don't care, but it's just not something on my radar. So what did I track? I tracked my email open rates, the click-through rates. That's like pretty much it. My signups. So I had a spreadsheet created for any signups that were happening. And so I could track the revenue that was coming in, that I could track that in Podia. That was super easy. That's where my website's hosted and where my payment processor is. Like, I didn't have a 40-tab spreadsheet. I just find that more often than not, the women that I'm working with, they're tracking too much. Like, it's too much and it's impossible to keep up with. So I keep it super clean and easy. I have an Excel spreadsheet. I'm pretty much just tracking emails, you guys. The date I send it, how many people I send it to, the subject line, the open rate, the click-through rate, the end. Okay. Number 13, I knew who I was talking to. Most of the 20 people that bought, they already knew me. In fact, 12 are inside the coven, and 17 of them are people that have worked with me in the past in some live program capacity, which is an absolutely humongous pat on the back for me. It means they've worked with me before in a live setting. They loved how it happened and how it all went down and the results that they got, and they're back for more. So they're past students, they are coven members, and they're people who have been in my world for months. So that was really great to see. Like, I really enjoyed watching the names come through and being like, oh my God, I know this person. I know that I knew every name except for 3, literally, which is pretty wild, right? So all those people that want to know when I'm going to create a launch program, I just don't know if that's ever going to happen, because it's literally your everyday content. It's your weekly emails that you're sending. It's the connection you're building in your stories when you're not trying to sell something. That's the work. Again, that's why I built the Instacanva Collective. That's why I created Start and Grow Your Email List, right? And that's why the messaging edit now exists, because when your message is clear and magnetic, you don't need like a 15-step launch plan. You just need to open the doors. Wild. I know. It's crazy. So let me leave you with this. Don't need the fancy funnel. You really don't need a 90-day runway. You don't need to do everything perfect. I mean, there is no such thing, right? You need a clear message, you need a really invested community, and you need the confidence to show up consistently. If this episode gave you clarity or made you feel a little less alone in this wild ride of solopreneurship, I would love for you to take a next step, right? So hop on the waitlist for the next round of the messaging edit, or honestly, the Canva Collective is what's going to come next in January of 2026. That is my signature program that I run one time a year. It's 8 weeks long, and it is incredible start to finish. Oh my gosh. It covers messaging, but only for 1 or 2 weeks. It's not a deep dive, but it gets you there. So it's messaging and brand clarity, and then it's figuring out a posting schedule, and it's making sure you're giving value and having calls to action, and making sure you're promoting offers, and making sure you have Canva templates that go with all of that. And it's brand visuals. It encompasses a lot. And it moves decently quickly, but man, you walk away with so much. So I'll put that waitlist in the show notes, but make sure you get on both waitlists, the messaging edit, Canva Collective, for those first dibs, because honestly, what I do sells out fast. Praise the Lord. I'm so lucky. And you'll probably get exclusive bonuses and some money off. So, or if you don't want to wait till January, you guys, just join the coven, right? Like the real magic happens between the launches. And inside the coven, that's where you're going to get that monthly content support, the community of other female entrepreneurs that literally get it. And then me in your corner, helping you create consistent strategic content that really connects and converts. And yeah, you're going to hear about everything I do before everybody else. So whether you're gearing up for your next launch or you're just trying to show up consistently without burning out, that would be your next step if you want to hang with me a little more. So I will put the content coven link in the show notes as well. You don't need viral reels. You don't need 12 email funnels. You just need that clear message, consistent presence, and a community that trusts you. And when you got those things, you guys, it's just chef's kiss. The launches don't feel like pressure. They feel like momentum. So I'll see you inside the waitlist, or even better, inside the coven. In the meantime, until then, keep showing up like you mean it. Thanks so much for hanging out with me on the Creative Bodega podcast. If you love this episode, please be sure to share it with a fellow solopreneur who could use a little content creation inspiration. And hey, don't forget to check out the show notes for any resources I mentioned on the episode to help you create content that feels easy and actually gets you results. If you want even more Canva and content tips, head over to my website, thecreativebodega.com, or find me on Instagram under the same name. Until next time, keep creating, keep showing up, and most importantly, try and have a little fun with your content. I'll see you on the next episode.